The skies have been good to us in Los Angeles. We were just trying to look up when was the last time a team was shut out in a championship game. There's John Capoletti with his back to you there, separated shoulder earlier. I think I was in the game the last time there was a shutout.
Well, this says 1968. The Colts and the Browns.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Gary Collins had the big day.
And Jim Brown, I think, huh?
And Frank Ryan. Dorsett shakes one tackler. And down goes the penalty flag. It was Dreyer that had the early shot at Tony Dorsett and lost him. Jack Reynolds made the tackle.
Boy, perfect position on defense, and that darn Dorsett broke the tackle. He really has strong wheels. Dupree's being the counselor on this. Oh.
Holding Dallas.
Holding against Dallas.
Remember, this Ram team has run back, what, 5 interceptions for touchdowns this year.
Those cornerbacks have been very active. But now,
offensive holding, number 35.
Laidlaw is the guilty party this time. Just scored the second Dallas touchdown. Dorsett got the other one. Both set up by interceptions by Charlie Waters.
Laidlaw's going to the left of your screen and lead for this. He doesn't go for Dreyer. He goes for Elmendorf, I believe. Pretty good looking block.
Again, it's Dorsett. And he decides the best place is to get on the ground. And he did.
Rams going to have to defensively sort of crowd the line of scrimmage now. So if Roger is going to pull a trigger on one, it'll be on a running situation when he'll take advantage of the Rams having to gamble so much on defense.
There's Charlie Waters. And over on the other side, there are a few smiles. Gosh, you remember those days in Washington when Charlie Waters played cornerback and Charlie Taylor had those great games, and Waters looked like one of the most forlorn figures you'd ever see. But that was when he was a cornerback and not a safety man.
Well, he's sure some safety man on the tight end side.
Roger Staubach on second down fires. Intended for Dorsett, I believe. Incomplete. Jackie Wallace on the coverage.
Dorsett never looked for it. It went right by his helmet. He probably heard it whistling. Players always worry you that go back to the huddle like they're never going to make it.
Like Jim Brown used to?
Yep. Trying to think of the next play they come out, they look like they're shot out of guns.
Staubach 11 out of 22 for 98 yards. Dorsett 12 carries for 30 yards. So the Ram defense has done a good job. Don and Mary. You saw it on CBS. The lone setback was Preston Pearson. Across the middle to Tony Hill.
Oh.
And what an athlete that is. Drew Pearson, I beg your pardon, it was not Tony Hill. Tony Hill was with him. Drew Pearson made the catch for 17 yards.
And Drew was dragging the player all the way with him, trying to get up for the first down yardage. He was pretty well covered. That's only Drew Pearson's second catch of the day for 19. He'll come under right to the top center of your screen. There he is. Now watch this effort. Got a long way to go for the sticks. Holding hands for a while.
With Rod Perry.
Let's go, Jackie, Jackie!
He has already set a playoff record, Drew Pearson has, for catching passes in the most playoff games consecutively, 10. Of course, you got to get there before you set those kind of records. And Dallas has been there a lot. Danny White to punt. Again, it's off the side of his foot. Jackie Wallace comes over. Bounces out of bounds at about the 19. 34-yard kick for Danny White. We're getting a little dark in Los Angeles. Dark on the Los Angeles side particularly. It's 14-0 Dallas.
Right.
The skyline of Los Angeles back in the background. This is quite a place.
The Cowboy offense has only 145 total yards. You said the Ram defense played superbly. You're absolutely right.
Cowboys lead 14-0 as Vince Ferragamo is sacked by Dave Stalls. Number 65 comes out of nowhere.
You know, the great thing about Tom Landry is quietly, when some of his players, as young people will do, get into problems, he's taken them into his home and been very nice to them, and nobody's ever heard about it. He's never held it against them. He is really a superb person with young people.
Very active member in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and a super guy. Waters up faking a blitz on second down. Ferragamo gets to Curlin Bryant. He breaks a couple of tackles. And rams into Randy Hughes, who finally gets him down.
They finesse Randy White that time. Watch to the right of your screen, 54. They cut him from the outside. As he spun back into the hole, Bryant just ran behind the block. Again, if you get him straight ahead, you really have to call a towing truck to stop him. He is something.
Ray Malavasi and the other members of his staff looking on. Lionel Taylor standing right next to him. Pretty good receiver himself, wasn't he? Illegal motion. It'll be Doug France. He started to come back too soon.
We ought to keep in mind, too, that the backfield that's in there right now in this championship game, none of would be starters if people hadn't gotten hurt.
Let's see what's going on with Frank Gleber down on the sideline.
Cowboys have a tendency to blitz young quarterbacks. We talked to D.D. Lewis. He says they will blitz some, particularly when the backs check up. But they know that Ferragamo can throw it a mile, so they're going to play that 4 zone and play it back deep.
You know, if you need information, I can't think of anybody better to get it from than Gleber. Can you?
Go right to the source. What do you think Ray's thinking right now?
Oh, gosh.
The wasted chances, perhaps? They had a couple.
Yep. 2 missed field goals in the first half by Corral. Third down, Ferragamo retreats. And they throw the screen pass out to Cullen, who is in front of the blockers. Randy White is again right there.
I look back on, I think that 4th and a foot gamble took a lot of that, whatever that quality is that great teams have, that you can't get a foot, you know, what can we do?
Well, I think it's sort of ironic, too, that but for a similar thing that happened last week, it might be Atlanta playing here. Cowboys held them in a similar situation, and Walker drills this one. I take back everything I said about his kicking. Butch Johnson out to about the 43, a 50-yard kick by Walker.
Got it to roll over. 5.3, I'll bet.
There a long time. I ask you this, is he really another Elvis? Or is he just one of hundreds caught up in the money-making scheme by fast-talking Nashville promoters?
And we'll find the answer out on 60 Minutes tonight, huh?
They'll be in Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee, right after the game, except here on the West Coast, where it'll be seen at its normal time.
You know I'm taping it.
In its entirety.
That means all of it, right?
At the 44, first down, Cowboys. Roger Staubach gives to Laidlaw, who gets a couple. Jim Youngblood over on that Dallas bench. Ed Jones visiting with Dave Stalls.
You know, I was sitting with Harold Carmichael and a master and a couple of players one day. And you know what the Super Bowl or championship is all about?
Big Daddy, Langston.
It's the ring.
Langston, Oklahoma. Big Daddy. Joe Campese.
It's not the big check. It's the ring that they get that symbolizes they were something special in that particular time, you know?
Yeah. You got one. 1960.
Not the most expensive, but it feels good.
Dorsett struggles for one, perhaps. No more than that. Dallas 14. Los Angeles nothing. Last time the Rams were shut out was by San Francisco 2 years ago, 16-0. That was not in a playoff game, though.
I have a feeling you're going to start tackling the football a little bit. The Ram players on defense are a hostile group at best, and they're going to go for it. guess you go down, you know, scratching and clawing.
They'll do that. 3rd down, 6 yards to go at the 47. Dallas has Laidlaw, Pearson, I beg your pardon. Preston is a lone setback. Tony Hill breaks inside Nolan Cromwell, and the ball sails over his head. Tony Hill yelling at one of the officials saying he was interfered with, but I don't think that's legitimate.
Safety blitz was picked up pretty well by the Dallas offense, but I don't think Roger did much but airmail that one and special delivery it out of the field of play.
Danny White dropped back. We'll be in the locker room of the NFC champion after the game. Our man, Mr. Gleber, and if things work out as we plan, we'll also have a chance to chat with whoever turns out to be the loser. Jackie Wallace back for the Rams and Danny White to punt for Dallas. They're trying to block it. Again, it's a bad drop and a bad kick. Takes a Dallas bounce right into the hands of Thomas Henderson.
Talk about double jeopardy, though. You lose your starting quarterback with a compound fracture of the thumb, and the young man has to go in and ignite the offense. He probably hasn't worked with Jesse and Miller and the different people much at all this season, really.
You also think about the Ram losses. I make no excuses, but you think about the Ram losses in running backs with Capoletti, McCutcheon, Peacock, and Wendell Tyler, all gone because of injuries. And McCutcheon and Tyler and Peacock, the speed backs that they had. Jesse comes in motion, and Ferragamo gets to Cullen Bryant. Randy White. Oh, what a play. What a defensive play.
He finished 16 regular season games, Randy White, I'm talking about the University of Maryland All-American, with 92 solo tackles. Now, on the line of scrimmage, I don't know if there's ever been anybody that's swift, that can get to the people that often.
Charlie Waters in the middle of that defensive huddle, calling the signals and getting the signals from Ernie Stotner, who runs it over on the sideline. Vince Ferragamo drops and throws outside to Cullen Bryant. He was looked at and tackled finally by Randy White and Cliff Harris. Malavasi
loading up. He takes the bad part of this game all right. He's got a good family. He's going to be all right. You win some, you lose some. He wanted this one badly.
Raphael Septien encouraging his Dallas teammates. It's 14-0 Cowboys. The Pittsburgh Steelers are already in, and the Cowboys look like they'll have a rematch. Harvey Martin hit. Willie Miller gets down the sideline. Randy Hughes chasing. Willie Miller and got him. And Miller did a remarkable job to stay in bounds and stay on his feet. 65 yards. And a pass from Ferragamo to Miller.
Of course, he was the big receiver, 50 catches during the year. Caught the TD against Dallas in the first game. Watch this move by Miller now. 31-year-old rookie. Looks like he knows what he's doing. He got Cliff Harris to go out, and now it's over. Used to be a 9-3 sprint man at Colorado State.
Randy Hughes made quite a play to prevent that touchdown. It'll be 1st and goal, Rams, just inside the 10. And maybe I spoke too soon.
Miller's first catch, and a good throw by Ferragamo.
Again, the sellout crowd comes very much alive. Ferragamo gets to Cullen Bryant, and he fumbles, and Dallas has the ball back. Harvey Martin fell on the ball.
And Harvey Martin made the tackle from behind and just literally blew the ball out of Bryant's grasp.
Was that Cullen Bryant's first fumble?
In 300 and some odd carries. Probably 315. Watch this. Left part of screen. 79. Forces it, catches it, and holds it up.
14-0 Dallas.
Hi, Sandy.
Aha. Sandy. Sandy. Sandy, of course, is our director, Sandy Grossman.
I saw that girl the other day looking for fossils at the La Brea tar pits, I swear to you.
What are you doing at the La Brea tar pits?
Just walking around, you know how I am.
Looking for fossils. First down, Dallas. That's Dorsett. And Tony Dorsett down the far sideline being chased by Rod Perry. And finally caught by Rod Perry. But Dorsett streaks down the sideline for a gain of 53 yards.
Remember those great shots we have of Jesse Owens at Berlin running that 100-yard dash? Look at this. Watch how smooth this is. And the Colorado Buffalo stays right with him. Oh, he breaks out quickly, doesn't he?
All the way to the Ram 36. Dorsett is now 14 carries for 84 yards. That one helped his average.
He ran the 4.4 on a long grass field in August. 40-yard dash. That's pretty swift.
Quick. Billy Joe Dupree lines up on the left. Jackie Smith lined up tight on the right. Dorsett behind Laidlaw. They're both behind Starbucks. That's Laidlaw. And Dallas drums down behind Laidlaw's carry to the 32. Mike Fanning on the tackle.
31-yard line, gain of 5. Second down, 5 yards to go.
5:45 left to play. And some of the massive crowd that was here in the Coliseum has started to depart.
Oh, is that fumble a blow, though, after a great pass and run Ferragamo to Willie Miller to cough it up on that first one going in?
Be interesting. Super Bowl will. Looks like it's going to be Pittsburgh against Dallas. Dorsett shuffles his feet and shuffles down to about the 22 before Elmendorf made the tackle.
Dorsett gets it wheeling. He's a little bit scary.
10 yards on that one.
I think if you were playing hearts with him, he'd drop the queen on you without any problem. He gets a team down. He starts getting the yardage in big stretches.
As it should be. Look at the LA bench. And, of course, their offensive unit. Their defense has played so very well. Doug France, that big broad back.
Dorsett has 94 and 15 carries.
Laidlaw this time inside the 20 to about the 17. Rams have all of their timeouts left, so does Dallas, but they're not going to be calling too many. Vince Ferragamo, who replaced Pat Haden after Haden suffered a broken thumb on his right hand, a compound fracture. There are Cowboy fans here. And they got a reason.
Well, I think Hollywood Henderson's out of his mind. If the Rams team that we've watched today doesn't have class, maybe he doesn't know what it is.
That could be. Second down, Dallas. They need 6. The Ram 18. They already lead 14-0. Dorsett gets around to the outside, and again it's Rod Perry chasing over Bill Simpson. And Dorsett is near a Dallas first down. And he's also near 100 yards on the day.
With acceleration takes place without the noticeable jerky maneuvers.
First down.
Out of the eye, so you don't know which way he's going to go. When they're in a pro set, teams like it better. When you're in the eye, Dorsett can go either way. It's tougher.
Both teams have had 58 offensive plays. Dallas has 14 points. The Rams have none.
Shows you with only that number of plays, though, how well the defenses have really torn up, huh?
Nobody asked me about a most valuable player, but if they do, I pick Charlie Waters. Dorsett, the ball carrier. Close to the 10. It's a first down, Dallas. Well, that was.
Look at Reynolds. There's another underrated inside linebacker in this game.
Tell you what, he's not underrated by his own team. They stay away from him. Rams have come so close so many times. It looks like today will end in another day of frustration.
Second down, 9 yards to go.
The Dallas Cowboys. What a franchise that has been. Staubach will throw, and he has Billy Joe do 3, and it's 20-0.
Touchdown number 10 for 89.
In the blue shirts and all.
Rodgers now 13 of 25. 126 yards.
Billy Joe Dupree wide open in the Ram end zone. Nobody close.
Two tight end offenses worked pretty well the last couple of weeks.
Raphael Septien with Charlie Waters holding. It's good. And it's Dallas 21. The Rams nothing. 2 minutes, 56 seconds left to play in this contest. We'll be in the Dallas locker room after it's over. The Rams safety man looking on. And not for long.
I'm thinking about all the teams, you know, I'm thinking about all the teams that played this year that are sitting at home watching this. A lot of good football was played. It just happens that Dallas and Pittsburgh are going to settle it.
You saw Isaiah Robertson coming over, patting Pat Thomas on the back. It's been a long year, but a good year for us, for Dallas, Pittsburgh, and really for the Rams and all the other teams who made that playoff roster too. Jim Jodat, the Ram ball carrier.
Dorsett had 70 yards of that 89-yard drive that just ended up in a touchdown.
Jim Youngblood. That's Ferragamo as the Ram quarterback. Don't forget the NBA on CBS, regional game coverage. The Knicks against Kansas City. Chance to see Bob McAdoo in action. Chicago against Milwaukee, and the Los Angeles Lakers against Seattle Supersonics. First and 10 for Vince Ferragamo. Who drops, tries to throw a screen pass, was hit. Thomas Henderson got a hand on it. It looked like Harvey Martin might have hit him just as he let it go.
Ferragamo's 7th pass. He has 3 completions. Big rush this time. Watch from the backside. Harvey Martin's going to reach over and almost get the ball before it goes, and Ed Jones almost jumped over it.
Don't forget, we will be in the Cowboy locker room after the game is over. Frank Lieber will be in there to interview the Cowboys, and if things work out as we hope, Irv Cross will be in the Ram locker room. I would imagine. Here's Randy White chasing Ferragamo, and Randy falls down. The flag is already down. The pass is picked off by Cliff Harris, and he goes down. Oh, what a feeling that is if you're on that Ram side of the field. I've been there.
I know what you mean, but the greatest teaching method of football is to watch a great player do it. And Randy White went over to the side and missed the tackle on Ferragamo and got right back up and started looking for somebody else to chase. Watch number 54 now.
Offside, number 72. Second down.
Ed Jones was offside.
Watch 54. Now watch Randy White, all-pro MVP from last year. Gets back up. He's looking for somebody else to do battle with. So is Jethro, huh?
Jethro Pugh. 2nd and 5. You see that sign over there?
What's the sign say?
Said, Mom, send cash. No credit cards.
Don't pay the ransom. I've escaped, right?
Ferragamo drops again. This time the protection is good for a moment. Willie Miller is taken down by Aaron Kyle. We'll have the 2-minute warning. 14-yard gain, Ram first down. We'll have the 2-minute warning before they run another play.
You realize how efficient Aaron Kyle plays football? It's the first call we've made.
Well, that's respect, don't you think?
You betcha it is.
They just don't throw at him. Tom Landry will take his team to the Super Bowl for the 5th time. They've won 2 already. Ram first down with 2 minutes to play. The Cowboys lead 21-0.
Roger Staubach only threw the ball 25 times today. In the losing game here, he threw 46 times.
Vince Ferragamo. Complete this time to Billy Waddy. Thomas Henderson wrapped him up around his feet. Turned out that Thomas Henderson might have been a prophet.
You mean that they might win the football game?
Yes. Ferragamo fires, and this time it's Willie Miller out of bounds, covered by Aaron Kyle. Or at least he was close. Clock stops with 1:34 left to play, and a flag is down on the far side of the field as Ferragamo and Willie Miller look to Ray Malavasi.
I tell you, officiating's been first class, though.
Well,
there are always going to be some tough calls.
but they get here because they've done a good job throughout the year. This is their award, the officials, I mean.
Well, there are a lot of rules to cover and a lot of great players that know how to play right up to the limit of the law.
No penalty. No penalty.
No penalty, Ben Dryth says.
I like it. They talked it over and didn't think it was a penalty.
Ferragamo has exhibited he has a good arm. Henderson. I don't believe anybody's going to catch him.
If he dunks it over the goalpost, it should signify something. There he's going for it.
There he goes. 68-yard return with the interception of a Ferragamo pass by Thomas Hollywood Henderson. He backed up his statements, didn't he?
Boy, he made a run on that ball and had it from the moment it's released. Ferragamo going to that flat. Boy, he didn't even look up to see if the LB was out there. As we said before, this young man has about as much natural ability as any football player you'll ever see. He talks it and he does it. Watch this move. Little jump shot right off the glass.
Oh, a little finger wave there. Raphael Septien with Charlie Waters holding. Will try to make it 28-0. Dallas. There's a serious problem on the field down behind the Ram bench with a police and a pedestrian. We'll check it out. Very happy and justifiably so, Roger Staubach. We'll talk about your class guys.
You got to get outside
Right.
the 35.
I like him because he got up and yelled at the Rams in that first game, so we might beat you in the playoffs.
There is the problem, whatever it is, that we were talking about a minute ago.
Looks like a SWAT unit down there that's
It does.
restoring peace.
Septien kicks it out of bounds. Finally.
Herky, the big Pro Bowl guard. Strong and tired.
Dennis Hara.
Yep.
Whatever the problem was, there he is. I guess he just ran on the field.
Might have gotten too much Perrier water or something. Good luck, man.
Tony Dorsett over on the Dallas bench with the doctor.
Super Bowl bound.
She knows you'll be there, Tony D. That's Ben Agajanian that just walked into the picture.
A kicker of note.
Great kicker. He also cut hair.
Did he used to give you guys haircuts?
Oh, yeah.
And charge you?
Well, a few favors here and there.
Six-pack to go.
Up Perrier. Minute 19 left to play as Septien kicks off again. That would be Joe Dad at 5. Jim Joe Dad is out of bounds, taken out by Guy Brown. Dallas 28, Los Angeles nothing. There were chances for both teams early. Well, there was nothing at the half.
Everybody talks about turnovers, you know, and you can't really coach against them. You just get the people that don't do it under pressurized situations. Obviously, this man has committed a turnover.
This was a Cowboy fan, it looked like, that fell in disfavor with the Los Angeles police. Nolan Cromwell, who really, if anything happened to Ferragamo, would have to be the quarterback. Ferragamo throws behind. Let's see. Number 84 is Ron Smith. Right.
Malavasi the other night after the press conference got into the limousine that was driving back home and pulled into the little tavern where he's always been going on a Friday and had a couple with the guys. He said, I do it all the time. It's another game. It's the most important, but this is my life. And
no reason to change.
No reason to change.
Again, we'll be going to the Dallas locker room and perhaps the Los Angeles locker room after the game is over. And the Cowboys and the Steelers in a rematch of Super Bowl 10, which was one fine contest.
Dallas was a lot younger then.
That was the year when they had the 12 rookies. And that's also the year they came out here when nobody thought they could beat the Rams, and they won 37-7. Ray Malavasi waited a long time to be a head coach. And did one heck of a job.
And does he let his assistants coach? He walks by, and the only thing he misses is the person-to-person contact that a coach has when he's working with a unit. He said he does miss that.
3rd and 10 for Ferragamo and the Rams. Coliseum empties. Caught by Dwight Scales. Touchdowns for Dallas by Dorsett, by Dupree, by Laidlaw, and by Hollywood Henderson. Ferragamo throws in the direction of Billy Waddy. Aaron Kyle and Dennis Thurman on the coverage.
The Rams had 15 possessions of the football, 2 fumbles, 4 interceptions, 2 missed field goals early when they really would have meant something, 5 punts, and twice they were stopped on downs, and once, of course, on 4th and a foot, driving.
That's a pretty good breakdown of the frustrations that they've had today. It's 28-0 Dallas. Miami, get ready. There'll be a lot of folks there with high-heel boots. A lot of folks with Pittsburgh Steeler hats as Cliff Harris picks off the 2nd interception of the day. The pass from Vince Ferragamo, and that should just about do it. It was intended for Ron Smith.
Remember when Clint Murchison, the owner of the Cowboys, gave Tom Landry a 10-year contract in 1964, and everybody said, that's the craziest thing we ever heard of.
It really wasn't.
Sure wasn't. 2 years later, they were in the championship game against Green Bay.
I think he can renew if he wants to.
He'll probably tell the Dallas people when he's had enough, huh?
I'd imagine it would be just the way it is. 31 seconds left to play, that's all. We would like, really, while we have the clock running now, to say thank you, sincerely, both Tom and I, to all the people around the National Football League, the publicity men, the coaches, the assistants, who've been so helpful to us throughout this great year, and it's really been a great year, Thomas.
Well, it sure has. Tom Mack, that last shot you had of the great Ram guard, played in his 186th consecutive game today.
And there goes Mr. Landry. He wasn't the coach of the year, but my goodness, what a job he did. It's tough to repeat, and Dallas wins 28-0. Tom Landry heads for the locker room, and Tom, wouldn't you like to say so long?
And I love football players, and I like our game.
Well, I thought we were saying goodbye, but we're not. Let's go to Brent.
Okay, thank you very much, Pat and Tommy. Jimmy the Greek, it's now a rematch Pittsburgh against the Dallas Cowboys, and how do you rate it? Who will be favored?
Brent, it's going to be extremely close, but I'm going to give Rooney's men, the Pittsburgh Steelers, a slight edge. A very small edge, by the way. Like
Sounds
a field
about
goal.
like a field goal, right?
Lehman, how would you analyze that game, Pittsburgh and Dallas?
I thought the real key, the Pittsburgh-Dallas game, I think Pittsburgh will win it also.
Okay, very good. Let's go back to Pat and Tommy.
And you can look now at the confusion and the happiness of the Dallas dressing room. There's Gil Brandt walking by.
He's a big part of it, isn't he?
He sure is. Talk about contributors to that program. Gil Brandt would certainly be one. And Frank Lieber is down there in the locker room. Here comes Scott Laidlaw. Ram fans obviously very, very disheartened at the moment, although not too much, doesn't seem.
Let's see how they could be, you know. They beat every team in the playoff. The Steelers have got to think about it. The Rams handle them on that Sunday night.
That's right. Yeah, there's the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, and of course is Thomas Henderson. That's Clint Murkison. And the Ram fans still waving those pom-poms. There'll be other years. There's our friend Bedford Wynn. And there's Frank Lieber. Let's go down to him.
I'm very happy seeing in the Cowboy locker room. You know, Patrick, somebody's going to win the Super Bowl for the first time 3 times. Dallas and Pittsburgh have each won the Super Bowl twice, and of course the Cowboys become the first team ever to go to the Super Bowl 5 times. So that's quite an accomplishment. We're waiting for the Cowboy players to complete filing in here, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to one or two of them. Here's Roger Staubach coming up here right now. Come on, Roger. Congratulations, great game, great second half.
Well, it was, a defensive struggle, and Charlie Waters made the plays that set up our offense. Offensively, we're a little erratic. The Rams have a great defense, but the turnovers, Charlie's plays in the third quarter made the difference in the game.
Nice to have those short drives, isn't it?
That made a big difference. We got frustrated early in the game. We missed a touchdown. To come back, scoring 2 in the third quarter, the way our defense was playing gave us a good feeling.
How do you feel about playing Pittsburgh?
Well, I've said before this game, the 3 finest defenses in football are Dallas, Pittsburgh, and Los Angeles. Hey, it's my own personal feeling. People disagree with that, so we're going up against another great defense, and Bradshaw's hot as a firecracker, and they'll score on us, so we have to score.
Thank you very much, Roger.
Okay.
Coach, come on in here. Congratulations to you. First time to get to the Super Bowl 5 times. That's quite an accomplishment.
Well, it really was. I'll tell you, it was a great game, too. It was a great defensive battle, up till we broke it open on interceptions, and, of course, that thing had turned us our way.
Really, have you ever seen a better defensive game overall in the playoffs?
We couldn't move the football, and they couldn't either. We just couldn't move against them, and they couldn't move against us, and it became the Charlie Waters interceptions, a couple of them, and so on, that broke it to us. And when, of course, it starts steamrolling in a playoff game like this, then you get a lot more.
Some of the players were talking that the Rams seem to be unusually uptight at the start of the game. Did you feel that?
Well, I think you're always uptight. If you haven't been to the Super Bowl and you've been denied, and the Rams are a fine football team, and it's just a shame they haven't ever made it to the Super Bowl because they deserve it. And when that happens to you, sometimes you do get up a little tight.
Size up the Cowboys and the Steelers now.
Well, I think I've always said all year Steelers are the best team, through the season because they just played that way, and they're a great football team.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to you, Coach.
Okay, Frank.
Let's go back to Pat.
Thank you very much, Frank. You look at the darkness starting to settle on the city of Los Angeles, and it settled on the Rams today as the Cowboys won 28-0. And we'd just like to dedicate this broadcast to that gentleman, George Drago. And we would like to thank Chuck Milton and Sandy Grossman and Rick Sharp and Brooks Graham and Mike Burks and everybody who contributed and made our job so easy. Not just those people, but the ones that worked with us throughout the year on our coverage of the NFL. Terrific, Tom.
Let's go get a cool one, all right?
That sounds like a good idea to me. So for Tom Brookshire, this is Pat Summerall saying so long from Los Angeles. The NFL on CBS is a presentation of CBS.
This isn't gum.